Hey there, welcome to This Explainer. I am so excited you're here today because, well, consider this your very own one-on-one aromatherapy and formulation consultation. I'm going to be your guide, your enthusiastic formulator, if you will, as we decode the secret language of your skin. Because honestly, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by the thousands of facial oils out there, or if you've ever been super frustrated because some trendy miracle product literally just made you break out, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to strip away all that marketing fluff today and look purely at the actual science of botanical oils. Okay, let's dive into this.
So here's the ultimate skincare mystery, right? Why is it that one person absolutely swears by coconut oil, while another person puts it on and just wakes up with angry, clogged pores? But then, on the flip side, someone uses rosehip oil and suddenly their skin is absolutely glowing. It makes no sense until you realize the secret to this whole mystery, it actually has nothing to do with the brand or how much the product costs. The secret lies purely in the natural chemistry of fatty acid chains and exactly how they interact with your skin's own unique lipid barrier.
Section 1. The Skin Diagnostic, Identifying Your Fatty Acid Needs. So, before we even think about picking up a single bottle of oil, we have to do a little diagnosing to find out exactly what your unique skin is actually hungering for.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how it completely flips a super common myth right on its head. People with oily skin usually run away from facial oils, right? They think, oh, it's just going to make things worse. But the research actually shows that oily, acne-prone skin is completely deficient in a specific fatty acid called linoleic acid. When your natural sebum lacks this linoleic acid, it gets really thick, highly viscous, and kind of sticky. It literally traps dead skin cells and clogs up your pores. Now, conversely, dry and mature skin types, they have a compromised barrier that's constantly leaking moisture, which means they desperately need the deep, rich nourishment of something called oleic acid to seal that hydration right back in.
Let's break down these two master regulators a bit more. Think of linoleic acid, or omega-6, as the mortar for your skin's brick wall. Your skin uses it to synthesize ceramide 1. That's what holds your skin cells together, and crucially, it actually thins out that sticky sebum so it can flow freely right out of your pores instead of getting trapped. On the other hand, we have oleic acid, or omega-9. You can think of this one as a heavy-duty delivery vehicle. Because of its molecular structure, it penetrates super deeply, providing this incredibly rich, emollient layer that traps moisture inside dry, flaky, or aging skin.
So when you actually match the right botanical oil to your specific diagnostic profile, it's kind of amazing. These oils do a lot more than just sit on the surface of your face. They actively provide the essential lipid building blocks your skin needs to synthesize ceramides. And by the way, ceramides make up 50% of your entire skin barrier. That's huge! By supplying that linoleic acid, you also normalize what we call hyperkeratinization. I know it's a big fancy word, but it really just means abnormal dead skin cell shedding inside your pores. So ultimately, picking the right oil actively patches the microscopic holes in your barrier and stops transepidermal water loss right in its tracks.
Section 2. Choosing ingredients, the comedogenic scale. Okay, so we know what our skin needs now, but how do we actually select safe ingredients for your custom blend?
We use the comedogenic scale. Basically, this scale rates oils from 0, meaning there is no way it will clog your pores, all the way up to 5, meaning it's highly likely to cause breakouts. And honestly, this perfectly explains why coconut oil causes so much trouble for acne-prone skin. Coconut oil sits right at a 4. It's incredibly heavy in saturated fats and really low in that crucial linoleic acid we just talked about. So yeah, it's highly comedogenic for facial use. Meanwhile, powerhouse ingredients like argan and hemp seed oil, they sit at a perfect, totally safe 0. And rosehip is a 1, which makes it a fantastic, highly protective option, especially if you're dealing with scarred or acne-prone skin.
But hey, we also have to think about texture here. Liquid carrier oils, like the ones we were just looking at, they're generally lightweight, they penetrate quickly, and they're fantastic delivery systems for linoleic acid. But what if you have hypersensitive, really damaged, or very mature skin? Well, then you might actually need a cosmetic butter. Butters have a much harder structure, and they're highly occlusive, which just means they are exceptional skin protectants that lock in moisture. And the best part? You don't have to sacrifice pore health to get that heavy moisture. 0-rated butters like Kaukum and Shea are phenomenal, totally safe protectants for a damaged or mature skin barrier.
Section 3. Formulating your daily serum. All right, this is the fun part. We've done the diagnostic, we know the scale, and now it is time to put the science into practice and mix up your very own beautifully balanced custom serum.
Here is a fantastic, universally balancing base recipe that I absolutely love recommending to clients. We're going to start with 40% argan oil, mostly because it's a 0 on the comedogenic scale and provides gorgeous, balanced nourishment. Then, we blend that with 40% jojoba oil. Jojoba is actually a liquid wax, and it so closely mimics your skin's natural sebum that it practically signals your pores to stop overproducing oil. It's brilliant! Finally, we round it out with 20% rosehip oil for that massive, targeted hit of linoleic barrier repair and vitamin A. Now, if you're mixing this at home for a standard 2-ounce dropper bottle, that looks like 4 teaspoons of argan, 4 teaspoons of jojoba, and 2 teaspoons of rosehip. So the crucial point is, this specific ratio gives you the absolute perfect balance to repair the skin barrier without any fear of clogging your pores, whether you lean sensitive, acne-prone, or dry.
Now, once you've actually blended your custom serum, you need to know that application is literally everything. Remember, oils are hydrophobic, meaning they naturally repel water. They don't provide hydration on their own, they just seal it in. So the golden rule here is that you absolutely must apply water or a hydrating base first. Just spritz your face with a lovely floral water or dab on a water-based serum, then take just 2 to 3 drops of your custom oil, you really want to use it sparingly, warm it up in your fingertips, and massage it gently into your damp skin to boost that circulation. Finally, you can seal the whole thing in with a leave-in cream or moisturizer.
Section 4. Safe storage and preservation.
Okay, so you've made this gorgeous, therapeutic product, but we need to make sure it keeps its potency over time. The ultimate enemy of your fresh custom serum is a pesky little process called lipid peroxidation, or simply put, oxidation. This happens when heat, UV light, and oxygen essentially degrade those beautiful essential fatty acids, turning the oil rancid. And trust me, a rancid oil doesn't just lose its therapeutic benefits, it can actually severely irritate your skin. To stop this from happening, always store your blends in dark, tinted glass bottles. Amber or cobalt blue work perfectly. Keep them tucked away in a cool, dark location, totally away from UV light, and always make sure that cap is screwed on tight to minimize oxygen exposure. Oh, and pro tip, if you're using oils that are highly polyunsaturated, like hemp or rosehip, keeping them in the refrigerator can actually double their shelf life, giving you a solid 12 to 24 months of potency.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in our session today, haven't we? From the hidden chemistry of linoleic acid right down to the tiny nuances of the comedogenic scale. You officially have the knowledge of a professional formulator. You can look past all that marketing hype and give your skin exactly what it's asking for. So I really want to leave you with this. Are you ready to stop fearing facial oils and start blending the perfect botanical serum for your unique skin barrier? Oil is definitely not the enemy once you actually understand the science of your own skin. Go check the ingredients on your current skincare products today, run them against that comedogenic scale, and take back control of your skin's health. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy blending.